Hi, good evening. Welcome back to Steptoe's Yard for yet another update on my Saab 1986 Turbo 16s Aero, or SPG as they say in the United States. This is just an update because I want to show you this for those that are following and never have any cross-member issues like I've had. I may as well film this now for you if you're interested, because hopefully the next video all this will be closed up and painted and finished off, so you won't see it again because of the amount of pipe work. So basically where I'm up to is obviously I've done all the brakes, nothing's been torqued up, and I haven't done my Schultz. I've put the splash guards on for the Aero kit. Still not done that little hole, but that hole, like I said on the last video, will come when I do the door bottom, which is my next big task. Obviously I've got the panels for those. Around the front I've remounted the front splash guard and temporary fitted the front portion of the Aero kit. My slam panel, it's unfinished but it's in etch primer. It's now all in, well, not in, but it's ready for, there was bits and pieces. I've had to rebuild a lot of this section. All this was quite nice, but it's ready now for fine filling and final coat of primer, rub down, and then the top base coat and lacquer in the Odoardo grey. Now today, and this is why I wanted to make the video, what I've been doing is the side beams that weld to your rear suspension turret, they're held on with two brackets which weld to the crossmember. Now these, if you look back on my earlier videos, these were non-existent. Like all this crossmember wasn't really non-existent apart from this center section that holds the hydraulic gearbox mount. I knocked these up today, basically from photos online, because again I had nothing to work to. They are slightly, because of the flute in the crossmember. You make them. You probably already got them. I haven't. They're slightly longer, and this side here is slightly shorter to fit this beveled edge of the side beam. So that will eventually get welded in there in the next few days, and then, like I say, dress everything. Everything's seam sealed. I've got to tack the back of this and make this clamp bracket. It's like an arch. I need to weld a tiny little portion, cheese portion on there, and cut all this away, and then start to tack all the underneath. Around here I've got the bits to finish off. All this is done. The front lip, so I've got to leave that because the Aero kit valance, it's roughly about that black line there. The Aero kit valance bolts these are all the mounting holes. One missing there, but like I say on my next video, I think that came into shot. There's the mounting holes, and there should be one there. There is just about see it there. Those are for the rear valance and Aero kit. Over the back, flywheel's done, clutch covers on, slave cylinders been rebled. There was something I wanted to tell you about that. Yeah, I mean, that went back really easy, and the way I did it, some people online, before they put the actual slave cylinder in, put a cable tie around it to compress the spring. I found that was a pain in the ass. What I did, I got some earth out, some twin and earth electric cable, 1.5, 2.5, whatever, and attached it to the bracket, and there's another bracket there for the hole, and that actually fits inside the spring fingers in the clutch. quite neatly. So you're gaining probably, however thick your wire is, you're gaining probably a millimetre, and also it doesn't interfere because the slave cylinder is recessed into the chain housing, and you're gaining another 3 millimeters. And if I've never done a clutch before, this is my first clutch, but what I've seen online, that is where people struggle trying to get the whole thing back in, and mine went in a doddle. It really did. The wire held the thrust bearing and the spring back nice, with obviously 1 millimeter wire, so you've got 1 mil, and it actually fitted inside the cutouts of the spring fingers. And again, I gained another mil or whatever, 2 mil. It was a doddle. So yes, I mean, I presume that the cable tying does work, but a piece of cable, because the cable ties, when they do it, they wrap it round the back of the slave cylinder, and obviously because of the recess, you're taking up another 2 mil there, which is you really need. So that's that. I found out off a Saab specialist that I'm missing what they call an absorber. It's a bump stop. Presume it takes the hammer off the hydraulic bearing. It sits in the top here inside the square. Luckily, I found one. A chap in Huddersfield, Saab specialist in Huddersfield, Steve at Marlbrad. He's got one, so I've ordered that, because obviously I don't think I'll ever get one again. I was going to make one out of a piece of solid rubber, so that's got to go into the absorber's got to go in. That should be here next week, but that won't stop me, because trying to get this front end sorted out. So that is basically where we are. Crossmember, it wants fine filling. I believe these two earthing tags, but I thought I'd show you now, because I'm going to start once it's painted. Obviously, I'm rebuilding the front end. The only other thing I've got to do is I've got to clear this up. But the oil cooler is ready to go in at some point. That gets bolted in. Everything, the beams get welded in. The pipe on the oil cooler is broke, but you knew about that. That was last year. So yeah, oil cooler to go in. Marries to that hole there, so it sits about there, and then intercooler, all that got radiator in. So you once all that's rebuilt and all the bracketry's in, I'm not going to be able to show you anything. But that is basically, you've known what a nightmare I've had with this Crossmember. It wasn't. It's not. It is. All this is the original car. I've just patched it using datum points. There's the other bracket, which fits to the. Sorry about that. The camera was going on to low battery. There's the other bracket there that fits for the other Crossmember, which again, a couple of holes there to spot weld onto the back of there. I've done them as best I could, because I haven't got them. And then at the back of the Crossmember, obviously that's my little hatch that I've got, so I can weld all the way around the inside, and then close it up with that patch, and then I don't think I'll ever see that again, hopefully. So that's really it. It was just mainly to show you that if I don't show you now, you won't see it again, because there's that. But obviously, with these, with all the air conditioning and the intercooler and everything else, and pipe work, radiator back in, aircon rad back in, fans back in. One fan obviously for the car, one fan for the air conditioning, and cut this lip off, and I think we're good to go. That's really all I can show you. Just to say, it's dead chuff that this has been saved. I'll show you where again. I've had to rebuild around here because all this was non-existent. Bit of fine tuning, when I get to it. But all the bracketry is nice. For can't even remember what that's for, but bracketry's nice anyway. So there you go. I'll show you that probably on another video before I put the grill on. This side is all the horn brackets. More aircon. Obviously, the pipework goes into the air conditioning radiator there. So that is that. Cleaning up. Just a short update. Hope that glitch wasn't a glitch for you, but it was for me because well, I went on to low battery. But there we are. Door next. Hopefully, with this nice weather. Got the panels. Move on to the back end over here and the boot, and then we're nearly there. We are nearly there as far as welding is concerned. The other side is quite sound. It's just this door at the front here, finger there. So I'm not going to use all the door panels. The inside one, yes, but not the bottom panel. I just need a section of that. So that should be fun. But the door's going to come off, take the glass out, take the mechanism out, recondition all that anyway. Obviously, you don't need want your glass in because of welding and grinding. You don't want to burn the glass. I wouldn't like to hazard a guess how much pieces of glass there are for these cars nowadays. I know you can get screens, but I believe they were in different tints, and to match that up is going to be quite hard. So take your glass out if you're doing anything like that. That's it. So I'll give you a quick. Oh, you don't want to see step toes, yeah, but we will slowly get there. And finally, as always, something different tonight because it's warm, a glass of shandy. Take care, look after yourself.